Other news happening here in the Valley tonight. Charges are being reconsidered for the driver accused of texting while driving, killing a Salt River police officer.
This happened in 2019, helping to change the law in Arizona, banning cell phones behind the wheel. But new evidence is showing he may not have been on his phone after all. Kim Powell has this.
In January 2019, Officer Clayton Townsend was just 26 years old when he was killed on the Loop 101 in McDowell. While pulling over a vehicle, Jerry Sanstead's car drifted over several lanes, hitting and killing the Salt River police officer. At the time, DPS said Sanstead admitted to texting while driving, and almost 2 years later, a grand jury indicted him on manslaughter. But now, a Maricopa County judge is having a grand jury take another look at the case.
Unlike a trial where the prosecutor only has to present their side of the case, at a grand jury, the prosecutor has to present both sides of the case. The prosecutor has to do a fair presentation of the evidence.
Russ Richelsoph, a criminal defense attorney not related to this case, says this remand means the judge doesn't think the case was presented fairly.
If there's evidence that goes towards a person's innocence, that has to be presented to the grand jury. The prosecutor has to present it.
Court documents filed by Sanstead's attorney shows exhibits such as transcripts of his initial interview with investigators, where Sanstead said he didn't know what happened and he believed he may have passed out because he was on a juice cleanse. At the hospital, medical staff said he had an injury on his tongue consistent with a seizure, and then later, after he was booked into jail, he had another seizure. Also, according to the documents, cell phone data shows that Sanstead's phone was in sleep mode at the time of the crash, and he last used it 2 minutes before ever drifting across lanes. Richelsoph says the remand of the charges could also be a strategy by the defense to make sure the grand jury sees all of the evidence.
It's to get new information in front of the grand jury, with the hope is that they will decide not to indict the subject of the investigation, and then the case is done. There's no criminal charges.
Kim Powell for Arizona's Family.
And by the way, we want to let you know we did reach out to Officer Townsend's family tonight. They said it's too soon to comment. They want to see how all of this ends up playing out. Sanstead's attorney also says he cannot comment on this ongoing case.